Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Today we're going to be working on dungeon tactics yet again. However, today is going to be an interesting day because it's going to be the start of Class Warfare Week, otherwise known as we get to go through all 12 classes and pray. You may be wondering, what do you mean 12 classes? Well, looking here, every single one of these classes has a unique skill tree, one may even call it. And that skill tree is going to determine their abilities, what they can do in combat, and what they can't do in combat. Now that might seem, wow, you may be saying, Notepad, that sounds incredibly gamey. And the answer is, yes, it is. But it's what the commissioner wants, so that is what I'm going to be doing. Now, my base idea, as you can kind of see here in the corner a little bit, is that every class is going to have 3 trees. They're going to have the main tree, they're going to have their secondary tree, and their third tree. Their main tree is going to be about their main duty. It's going to have 4 abilities and 5 passives. I might actually bump up the passive amount. I don't quite know yet. Depends on how I think, how I'm thinking. The secondary tree is tied to their secondary duty. So taking the Ravager, for example, the Ravagers, yeah, pretty much. Ready the guillotines, because it's going to be 3 days of class warfare, and it's not going to be fun for me. But, for example, the Ravager's primary duty is to be a striker. They want to go in there and they want to deal damage. Their secondary duty is being a guardian. They want to protect their friends. So their secondary tree is going to be focused around their method of actually protecting their friends. The third tree is kind of a double-edged sword. It is going to be your utility and combination. So you're going to get a little bit of A, a little bit of B. It's also going to be the put everything else I don't quite know where else to fit in place. Now, you may be saying, Notepad, you obviously have things to work off, right? You sound like you know what you're talking about. And the answer is, I don't. There's nothing. There's this. See, all of these, all these things, useless. It's all useless. Because it's all based off Divinity Original Sin 2. And the bits of pieces that I wrote, unfortunately for me, I believed that they were doing something with that Divinity Original Sin 2. I have never actually played that game. Never have. So I didn't quite get the memo as soon as I should have. So, what does that mean? That means I get to do everything raw, and I get to do everything by hand. So, I'm okay. Life's alright, right? Right. I keep telling myself this. It'll eventually be true. It's not going to be okay, is it? It's not going to be okay at all. It never is okay. But this is what the tree is going to look like in as kind of a sample. So we have our basic ability here. This is effectively tier 0. Every class is going to start with one ability being their tier 0 ability. The Ravager has Power Smash. Pretty much you make a melee attack, you do damage, and you shove an enemy back 1 tile. It's effectively a replacement for your attack. However, sometimes you don't want to shove an enemy back 1 tile because you don't want to. So that's kind of your option there. However, this is the Slayer tree. This is going to be their main tree. It goes into Cleaving Strike. Make a melee attack against 2 enemies adjacent to the Ravager. So, if you have 2 enemies next to him, you swing around and deal damage to both of them. However, you also have Follow the Wind, which is a tied ability. So the thing is, all tiers, you could say, have a basic passive, which you can pick up whenever and kind of affects how the class plays, and you also have a tied one, which is an ability passive. So, for example, Cleaving Strike, the Ravager may move 1 tile in any direction after using any Slayer ability. It does not matter what it is, as long as you use a Slayer ability, you are able to move 1 tile in your chosen direction. Now, what does that mean? What that means is it's giving you, yes, you, a little bit more room to maneuver. Because the Ravager wants to get into the middle of the fight, it wants to swing around, it wants to deal as much damage as possible, and it wants to get out. That's how the Ravager thinks, that's how the Ravager acts. Now, all of these, mind you, are subject to change. Now you may be wondering, Notepad, three trees each? That seems a little bit insane, because there's 12 classes. And the answer is, yeah. I'm going to have to do 36 trees of abilities. Custom. There's no God here. But here we go. Yep, that's what we're going to do. And so far, I'm going to base everything out of here so far in the Notepad's work on Duntac in the Google Sheets, because there's going to be 36 of these to deal with. And that's going to be a lot of room. That's going to be a lot of room. And there's going to be not much room to actually put these in, because every time I'm going to put something in, I'm going to pretty much convert it from here into a LibreOffice document, which is going to make my life a lot easier. Does that seem unnecessarily complex? Yes, it does seem unnecessarily complex. Does this entire project act entirely overly complex? The answer is yes, it does, and I feel very sad. I'm not... hippity hoppity, I am in pain. So, overall, that's the plan for today. So, we need to go to sheet 7 and go through every single one of our classes. Yay! Everyone, let's cheer. Yay! I'd like to believe that this is going to be a simplistic task, but I know damn well it's not going to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer everything over from my notes here into the actual sheet. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is going to be a lot of this the entire time. You may be saying, man, Notepad, that sounds really fucking boring, and the thing is, it's going to be boring. It's going to be very dull, it's going to be very quiet. It's going to be me doing this. So if you ever have any questions, ask. Because it's going to be this. And it's not going to be fun. So distracting me is a good thing to do. Let's see, the Ravager may move one tile toward a target. I'm gonna change everything from enemy to target. Melee attack against 2 targets. Any direction after using any Slayer ability. One toward a target. Also going to be specific when it comes to things like melee attack versus melee strikes. Because if you don't be specific, people are going to get very confused. And if people get confused in this game, that's where I don't get to have very much fun. And follow the wind. The one thing to note, too, is you see tier 1, tier 1, tier 2, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Pretty much what you're going to be able to do is you're going to say, okay, I'm going to buy up to tier 1. I can select any of these, except that I don't know how I want to do this, but these are connected. But I'm going to purchase Momentum of Rage, and then a tier 1 on one of the other Ravager's trees. Meaning that you can have a little bit of mix and matching. It also allows players who die mid-dungeon to do something else. Like, okay, we're all tier 2. I'm not going to pick up Cleaving Strike and Follow the Wind. I'm going to pick up, what is his tier 2? Head Smash and Blood in the Eyes right away without getting these two. I have a certain number of points. I'm just going to spend it on that. I'm getting pinged all of a sudden. Why are people pinging me? Someone's linking me the Cars wiki. Deals might damage. There's all physical armor. 3 AP. Whenever they kill a... Okay, yeah, there we go. Kill a target, because pretty much One with Carnage's entire idea, the concept of One with Carnage, is that that's his momentum ability. The Ravager wants them to keep this momentum. They always want to keep killing, and they always want to keep spending things. They are never not doing something. But the Ravager is also an incredibly selfish creature. You know, the Ravager cares little for your bullshit, effectively. And with that, he's incredibly selfish in his own way. They want to pretty much get into the fight and not stop. The Ravager may expend 2 health. Actually, I can do HP to add +1 damage to any Slayer ability. And looks all enemies in front of them for their weapon damage. Flicks bleed for 2 turns. -5 AP. And costs 5 AP to do. Alright. Also inflicts fear to all targets. Targets in front of them for their weapon damage. Inflicts fear to all targets. Also inflicts fear to all targets if they are able to be affected. Actually, when using any Slayer ability. And then I'm thinking about adding another one there, so to make it 6. 6 passives with technically 3 actives per class, which is going to bring it up to effectively 36 actives across all classes. However, each class is going to get about 9. So actually, it would be 3 times. There's going to be 9 actives per class, and if you do 9 times, yeah, there's going to be a lot of actives, isn't there? How many actives are there going to be? There's going to be 108 active abilities. Okay, all right. You know what? I'm not going to commit Sudoku. I'm not going to commit Sudoku. You cannot hurt me, please, God. Their Primal Fury. They gain +5 to all physical damage to all of their Physical damage until the end of the turn. End of their turn. 2 AP. This is your augment. Like, the thing is here, what I want to get across is that Rage Made Manifest is like your big adrenaline shot. You get it, you've been jacked up, you're ready to go, and you begin to unleash a hurricane of death upon your enemies. You can spam out a lot of abilities very quickly. But that's the point. The point is that you're supposed to be a raging god of death, and you care so little about your own survival that you are going to kill everything you dislike. Because you are cool, and they are not. In case you're wondering, yeah, some of these aren't. Why are you doing this? There we go. Alright, so we've got our abilities, and this is just one tree. That's the really painful part. This is one of 3 trees. Move down just a little bit. I just want to move you down a little bit. There we go. Put you all back up here. There we are. Okay, so what would be another good passive ability for? I know. We'll call it Adrenaline Surge. Ravager gains +1 AP. +1 AP the next turn. For every enemy they kill. For every enemy they kill. This cannot exceed the maximum 10. There we go. So here is our first of many. Judson 12. Up here is the first of our many trees. Which means I'm going to make a new sheet. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to actually what I can do. Create Google Sheets. Yes, I want to create a new sheet. I want to delete this sheet. Control C. Untitled spreadsheet. Why? But you know what? Not going to question it. Not question anything what I'm doing, what I'm seeing there. But what I get to do now, and boink. All right, this is going to be the brute tree. 3 abilities, so we only have to worry about these right now. Let's see what we can do. Let's see, so we're doing with the brute, so character workshop, what's a good one? So the brute's entire idea is that they do not want to die. So let's make their abilities first. So okay, let's do make that their tier 2. Okay, So we want can't kill the beast. Their physical armor. Increase their physical armor by 5. And until the end of next turn. Let's see, get out. We'll do out of my way. The Ravager switches places with an adjacent ally. Actually, with an adjacent target. So pretty much the idea of out of my way, it's me grabbing the Flame Weather and throwing him behind me as I switch, as I switch with him. It's me grabbing the warrior to pretty much bring him closer as I'm able to engage his target. It's my thing of grabbing the goblin and shifting the goblin over. Switches places with an adjacent target of equal or smaller size. There we go. And what's another final one? Okay. We'll go with Cornered Wolf. The Ravager. Any ideas? I'm up for them. Half of me wants to enter. Okay, let's think. What am I thinking of? Usually have good ideas, but go inspiration juice. Actually, that's actually a good one. Why do I keep hitting the Steam button? No, go away, Steam. We don't want Cornered Wolf. Instead, we want the Riddle of Steel. The Ravager reduces all adjacent targets AP by 1, and pins them in place, and pins them to their reduces all. Let's do adjacent targets AP by 2, and pins them to their reduces the adjacent targets AP by AP regen by 2, and pins them to their tile. As long as the Ravager is next to them. However, that means the Ravagers effectively say, I'm going to lock you down. You're in here with me just as much as I'm in here with you. So we want to we'll go to sheet 8. We'll put can't kill the beast there. We'll do out of my way here, and we'll put Riddle of Steel right up here. Okay, why are you the way that you are? Why is it doing that? It's only this one that's having issues with. Because I'm not copying what I'm supposed to be copying. There we go. Okay, now we need to do passive. So what would be a good passive for out of my way? So we need to do small fry, the Ravager. They move any target. The Ravager, during their move, they shift any target of equal size, one tile away from them if they move next. So the idea is you as the Ravager, you're running, you're going to make a big move kind of through the enemy. You're knocking all the little enemies away to allow them to get picked off. That's the idea, up to the big guy. The big guy, however, you're not really going to move. May shift any target of equal size one tile away from them if they move next to them. If they move next to them during a movement. And actually, I can probably put that right there. Which leads to me, what's a good thing for out of my way? Oh, I know. Body check. If adjacent to an ally. No, okay. Ravager shoves back any enemy one tile in any direction when they use any Slayer ability. Did I already use that? Okay, they can move. Okay, so no, Brute's more about moving enemies. So we've got body checks. Okay. So I'm going to use, because the thing is, I need to accommodate for the fact. So pretty much body check puts power smash on any ability. Should I put May there? May shove back any enemy. One tile in any direction when they're using any Slayer ability. Hatred of the Arcane. The Ravager. The Ravagers. The Ravager gains +3. Gains +3 magical armor. What's this do? Gains 2 magical armor. Pretty much the idea of that you hate magic so much you literally cannot be affected by it. Let's see. Ravager increases their physical armor by 5 until the next turn. What would be tied? Okay. Indomitable will. I spelled that completely fucking wrong. Ooh, indomitable will. Let's see, the Ravager. Gains 2 physical armor until the next. Actually gains 1 physical armor for every Slayer action they use until the start of their next turn. So, of any Slayer action they use. So the idea behind Indomitable Will is that you're changing around the value priorities. So it's more like, okay, I'm going to use Power Smash, use Out of My Way, and then can't kill the beat. Actually, I didn't even put a assignment for how much AP this costs. This is probably going to be 2 AP, 3 AP, and then the Riddle of Steel is going to be a big boy at 4 AP. Because my usual scale of things is going to be 1 AP simple, 5 AP advanced. Like, this is it, nothing is going to be above that. And if anything is going to be above 5, it's going to be some hardcore shit. It ain't going to be fun for anyone involved, except me, because I get to write it. So that should, in theory, work, which brings me to these two passives. We'll do Cornered Wolf. The Ravager gains +3 might. When they are adjacent to 3 or more hostiles. 3 or more hostile targets. The idea is, again, you want to wait in there. You want to just start swinging and hope. Barbarian Execution. What's another good one? I need one more for the Riddle of Steel to tie with the Riddle of Steel. That can be used for any ability. So let's do... What is... Tell me. What is their AP gain? Give me... They only have a 2 HP regen, so they need a lot of regen. So I think I'm going to tie it to that, which is going to be... Okay. Fury. The Ravager regains +1 AP for every Slayer ability they used this turn. Regains +1 AP next round for every Slayer ability they use this turn. So you effectively can't pay it off, but you're getting a slight refund. It's the difference between I'm going to spend 2 AP for Power Smash and I'm going to get 1 back. But it's tier 3. It's pretty high up there. Alright, so we're done here. Guess where we get to put you now. We get to put you right here. I have no idea why it's doing this. So we get to go to work on Notepads, work on done tech, and hit the delete key. Yay. What did I end up calling the... I never called it that. Called it anything. Let's call it something... I have a Berserker. No, I don't. Cool. Calling it Berserker then. We're going to deal with the Berserker tree. Or as if you want to be a weeb about it, Bazaka tree. Which don't really need to worry about that because that's just going to be Power Smash because we all like Power Smash. Hello, Power Smash. Sheet 8. Alright, so we need 3 abilities to go into this, and the idea behind... Okay, This tree is going to be mostly about resisting, actually about rapid regen of health and weaponry specializations. All right, so our first ability is going to be, we'll call it the Decapitation. I meant to put this in Slayer, but I just never. The Ravagers selects a target. Selects a target that is in single-digit health. Selects a. Okay, the Ravager. Okay. Okay, actually no. The Ravager targets a. Chooses a target with single-digit health, with health lower than 10, and immediately kills it. 4 AP. We're going to put that in tier 2. And let's see, we want to go to character workshop. Okay, so we're going to want Coward's Demise. Just synergize a bit more. We'll do dishonorable fighting. These are going to be the passives, and then we want against. Do Rage Against Death. That's another one. Okay, we'll do. Okay, I know which one. What we'll do is we'll call it Feeling Alive. The Ravager expend. Actually, what I should say. Yeah, 4 AP. Ravager feels vitality and enter their body as they wreak carnage, as they inflict carnage. And actually, burst of vitality into their body. They regain 2, actually we'll call it 3 HP for every AP they expend. We're going to call it XAP. Ravager is almost entirely offensive, so we don't really want to give him any defensive abilities, because that's not the point to give him defensive abilities. The point is to give him offensive. Let's see. I need another idea. Come on, give me something to work with. I should give him refusal to die. What I can do is have my computer have a stroke. All right. So what I can do is we can do... we can give him Aura Terror. Terrifying in aura around themselves. All hostile targets gain the fear effect if they are adjacent to the Ravager. Which is going to be then we'll give them a Weapon Lord. Okay. So, Coward's Demise. The Slayer deals in additional +5 damage. Actually, yeah, deals in additional +3 damage if the target has the fear debuff. If the target is under fear, deals additional +3 damage with any Slayer ability if the target is under fear. So we're going to put Coward's Demise right there. So you have to pick up Feeling Alive to get okay, yeah. Do Dishonorable Fighting. Ravager gains +3 damage if the target is stunned, knocked down, or frozen in place. Frozen. Pretty much, if you cannot fight back, he's going to get a big bonus to it. Rage Against Death is going to go under Decapitation. The Slayer. What is Rage Against Death again? The Desperate Swing while heavily wounded. Okay, normally it was going to be based off damage, but obviously we can't do that, so... Alright. The Slayer adds +5 damage to all Slayer abilities. If they are below 1/2 health, rounding up. So yeah, no, the Slayer's entire thing is he wants to be very low, he wants to go very fast, and he wants to do a lot of damage, but he's also going to probably die if he doesn't, keep himself healthy. Actually, what I can do is Weapon Lord. The Ravager is able to use all two-handed weapons. Alright, yeah. The Ravager is able to use all two-handed weapons. There we go. That is the ability for the Weapon Lord. And am I going to be using Weapon Lord for multiple other trees? Yes, I am. And is there anything you can do to stop me? Absolutely not. Usable to die. The rat is unable to... Actually, I should say, if the Ravager is brought below 0 HP in a single attack. They instead revert it. They instead go back to 1 instead go back to 1 HP. If they are attacked again. If they are attacked, dealt damage again. How do I want to word this? It's just pretty much your savior mechanic. Ravager refuses to give up easily. If the Ravager is brought below 0 HP, they restore HP up to their current might. Current might once per battle. Pretty much it's a death store mechanic, and if in theory it works, the idea is that it's going to be able to save a character. Yeah. Hello, Mecha Girl. How are you? You get to see me slowly lose my mind. I have to do 36 of these damn things. I need one more ability. Berserker's Wrath. The Ravagers. Channels the right channel Tranquility. The Ravager understands the understanding the rage, reducing all Slayer abilities, Slayer ability costs, Slayer ability AP costs by 1. That's tier 3. That's what I do best. So this will bring, I should actually give it Aura of Terror. Let me give that make that 3 AP. So the idea is that you trigger the Aura of Terror, and then you'd be able to do things like Coward's Demise, Feeling Alive. If you really want to be, like, Decapitation's kind of out there, but the idea, that's kind of the idea behind Decapitation. It's kind of a loose ability that's like, you know what? We have an enemy that's really annoying. We've chipped down to like 10 health. I'm like chipped down to 9 health, but it's going to take us another 2-3 turns to actually kill him because he has so much armor. I'm going to use Decapitation and immediately kill him. It's dead. Okay, so this means select all of you. Okay, there we go. The Ravager, done. And before I forget, I'm going to put down, this is the Slayer tree. Brute tree. Berserker tree. Bazaka. Okay, there we go. Let's. Okay, so we gotta put down Ravager here. And select all of you. Put you like right there, I believe. No. Put you right there. There we go. Now we get to do the second tree. 3 more trees, everybody! Yay! Actually, so I don't have to constantly go back and forth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it to this one. Call this the base sheet. And do what I do best, otherwise known as all view. Judson 12. Alright, and then we select everything again. Make sure everything is working the way it should be. And select it like that. Boom. Ugh, goodness gracious me. Well, that's one beer down. Let's get started on the warrior. So we need to go to... Now, for those who aren't in the know, this is a commission project, as you can tell by my handy little coin right here. However, this is a special commission project for 2 reasons. One, this is a game that once it is finished, I will actually be getting paid royalties for. He's going to fix everything up, he's going to make everything pretty, and he's going to be able to sell it, and I will be making a chunk of the money. 2, this is a diceless game. A diceless tactics game. A diceless tactics class fantasy game. If that makes any goddamn sense, well, you're doing better than me. And there's been some odd stipulations, I will admit. However, seeing this, I have to do 3 skill trees, effectively, akin to Diablo more than anything, for 12 classes. And if we do some basic math, that's called 3 times 12, which is 36 skill trees. What's the question, Sachiko? If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to delay this. This is going to be a long trip. Long trip. Yes, a diceless tactics game. It sounds odd, and I admit it is a little bit odd, but the idea is that almost every action is a guaranteed action. If I walk up to the goblin and I say I'm going to hit the goblin with my axe, I'm going to hit the goblin with my axe. There's no ifs, no ands, or buts. The goblin doesn't really have a chance to do anything unless he's, in my version at least, he spends his own action points to try to dodge out of the way. If he has the action points to do it, he's going to dodge out of the way. If he doesn't, he isn't. And he's going to take the set amount of damage, and when he hits 0, he is dead. Am I saying this is a good idea? Absolutely not. Am I saying it's a possible idea that's working? Yes. It will work. It kills me. But it is a interesting project, if anything. And that's not even dealing how the fact that I had to put checks in. Maybe wondering, Notepad, how do you do checks? And the answer is you don't. Haha, kids, you don't. Because normally checks involve dice, and I don't got dice. I get faith. I get faith in fucking dreams. And I'm gonna make it work, because that's what I do best. Winging it. So we are going to be... Yeah, it's a little bit odd. I'll be the first one to admit that it's a little bit odd. And, one of the complicated things with this was, you see all this kind of, relatively put together things? This is not the original. Oh, no, my friend. That was not the original. in the slightest. What it originally looked like was this. You may be wondering, why is there colors? Why do they have zodiac signs? Why are all the stats the same? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know at all. Or other strange things, such as, oh, what's this tab? Is it the data tab? Oh, look at all these cool abilities. They are all, drum roll please, they're all stolen from Divinity Original Sin, too. Yeah, he took all the... he originally contacted me to work on these. And I was saying, you know what, I'm going to do it for free. It sounds like fun. Why not? And overall, it was pretty fun. There's a lot of interesting bits and pieces to it. It, however, was proved to be a not quite what I thought it was. So I ended up saying, you know what, I'll take it on me, take it on the chin, and I will write your game for you. And that's where we are right now. Me writing his game for him. Which I'm getting 25%. 25% of the royalties. Yeah. Yep, it's great. I don't know what you're talking about. A taunt. Aggro, all enemies within their perception range. Aggravates all enemies within their sight range to move 2 tiles closer to them. And we're going to call that AP2. Because the big thing with the warrior is that the warrior is your tried and true warrior. He is a fighter man who does fighter man things for fighter man reasons. That is his entire gimmick. And let's do his... Yeah, because you get some interesting bits and pieces in the original one, such as this one, Deflective Barrier. Projectiles that hit you are reflected back at the caster. This does not prevent the original projectile effects. Provides X physical armor. Requires a shield. This is not a video game. This is a tabletop game. And yeah, welcome to my life. All right, so we want to do basic abilities. So shield wall is going to be a big one. Defense, all attacks against allies. Strike the warrior instead. And that's going to be 1 AP. Actually, it's going to be 2 AP. Warriors are going to be pretty cheap when it comes to their abilities, but that's kind of the point. Okay, then we're going to get Shield Bash. Bash the target with their shield. They are dealt might. They're dealt might plus 2 damage. Knocked back. Knocked back 1 tile. And stun 2. And have stun 2. Actually, no, I'm going to make the second half of Shield Bash kind of its own thing. Which they're going to actually get. I need to check Dungeon Tactics. That could actually work as a pretty solid passive laid up the tree. They should get combat roll. No, they're not going to get combat roll right away. That's going to be in their other tree, isn't it? That should be on the other tree. Actually, no. Second one's going to be a passive. Radiate protection. Warrior. Let's see. The warrior radiates a sense of protection. All enemy move. All hostile target movement AP is doubled when adjacent to the warrior. 2 AP. Alright. So we're going to put Shield Bash at 2, I think. I think that's the most appropriate for Shield Bash. Put Shield Wall there, and then put Radiate Protection on 3. So what should their big ability be? Their big boy ability. Okay, I know. Take it on the face. And music is done, so I'm going to trigger some more music. There we go. Oh, goodness. Take it on the face. So we want to put something akin to... So if I am a warrior, I'm a practice fighter. After Radiant Protection, what's the ability after? What's kind of the cap-off ability of a dedicated fighter whose entire job is to be just a brick shithouse in front of you and the enemy? Probably, okay, actually. We'll call it battle, not battle cry. That doesn't sound right. We want... No, actually, let. Actually, what we can do is we can give them a big defensive ability. We're going to call this, we'll call it Take It on the Chin. And the warrior's tough as nails approach allows them to ignore one damage source of their choice. Their choice on the defense. It's going to cost them 3 AP. The entire idea is that they can just say, no, I'm going to take no damage from this attack this turn. That is going to be their ultimate ability. The no you. Now we get to do passive. So, passive. So, let's do the base passives first. So, okay, we want to do better blocking. One AP per damage for the blocking action. So they're storing up a little bit more reliably than others. And let's think of some other good ones. Dragonlong will probably be next, but we want to do actually we'll trigger second wind. The warrior restores his might times 2 HP when he reaches 50% of his health. Rounded up. So overall, they are starting at a basic warrior with, he's going to have 40 health effectively. Actually, no, he's going to have 40 health starting. Because his main duty is that, and it's 25 plus 15 is 40. So when he hits 20 health, he's going to effectively restore his might. He's going to restore 8 health just right off the bat, which is pretty damn good. Rounded up. Once per combat. There we go. So it's kind of the I don't feel like dying yet. To the no you card. What's the final good tier 3 ultimate passive that's going to be used in all that you can use whenever he wants. Actually, what we can do is we're not going to use follow through. So. We'll call it Steel Turtle. The warrior can take no more than 10 damage from a single non-magical attack. We'll call it 6 damage from a single non-magical attack. So enemies can do, let's say he gets hit for 12 damage, his base armor with nothing else is 3. So let's say he takes a hit for 6 HP. So reduce it by 3. He's going to be doing 3. He's going to be dealing 6. Then taking 3 health. He's going to take 3 health. He gets hit for 12 damage, though. He's only going to take 6 instead of 9. He's only going to take 5. So yeah, he's only going to take 6. Steel Turtle is kind of like, we're going up against the big, strong guys. that could one tap one of our personal guys, our backliners. So we need help. So we need shield wall. Okay, so we are going to add push. We'll do push them back. The warrior shoves all enemies, all adjacent, may shove all adjacent enemies one tile away from them when they use any warrior ability. Bonk. We'll call it the big bonk. No, we'll do that next time. So we need behind me the warrior. Of any ally increases the physical defense of any ally within their sight range by +2 for every warrior ability. By +1 for every warrior, for any warrior ability they use. They shall not. That's not a good one. I use an ability. What do I do? I use a warrior ability. What do I do? What do I get out of it? Movable would probably. So what we can do is call it Juggernaut. May move one tile after they use any warrior ability. They cannot be stopped or hindered. Actually, no. They may move. They use an ability, they can move along with it, but it's a tier 3 thing. So, okay, let's. Alright. I need to use the chambers. Alright, give me a moment. Hello, I am back. Alright, got more inspiration juice. Let's keep going. We want to... put that right there, and... get rid of all of you, and move on to their second one. So, their second ability... So what we're going to call this is... Juggernauts, which is going to be their guardian tree. We'll call this the soldier, which is going to be their striker tree, and their dual tree. We'll call it a sword master. Alright, so we want to... Alright, so let's do our basic abilities. Let's do the chop. Chop and step. Makes a practiced swing at an enemy. And deals... dealing melee attack damage. They may make a second attack on an adjacent enemy. For free. What I can do, let's say, make practice swing at an enemy, dealing melee attack damage. Both the target and the warrior are moved one tile in any direction, which the target will then take an additional melee attack damage. Strike. Okay. And that's going to be a 4 AP move, because you're effectively moving and attacking twice, which is pretty damn good, but it's still cheaper than doing that, which is technically 5 to do that. Let's see. Call it the all-in strike. Enemy dealing their weapon damage times 2. Making a melee attack. If it connects, it deals double damage, which is going to cost 3 AP. A little bit more than an average attack, but you can also do double the amount of damage it deals. However, the idea of the all-in strike is that you can still dodge it relatively easy. The problem is, that might be the point. Like, hey, I'm spending 3 AP to do this, and I'm going to be dealing... How much damage is he going to be doing? He's going to be able to do about 12 damage with a single hit if he gets it off. But the idea is like, okay, now I got to spend 6 of my AP if I have any to block it. I have to expend a lot of resources to make sure I don't get hit by this big ol' attack, which obviously you as the game master want to prevent. We'll call, what's the next ability? This is their warrior tree, so this is a soldier with a trained soul, actually. And we'll call it the unimpeded momentum. No, we'll make that a... Okay, I am a warrior. I have a sword and shield. I am attacking and dealing with someone in a dungeon. I have one ability that allows me to step, chop, and pretty much deal big damage to enemies. And I have a second ability that allows me to just do a big slam attack against them to deal a bunch of damage. Which I actually might switch those around because they do kind of the same thing, except you get a little bit more out of the first one. What would be the third good option there? Maybe something like... Oh, I think I have one. And this is a soldier, so what would a soldier be doing? A soldier would be doing soldier things, including being a complete fucking monster. So what we want to do is beating mauls. Weak blows. They will make a might. They will make 4 might damage attacks against a single target. It's going to cost 3 AP to do. Now, their might is only 4. They're going to be doing 4 damage effectively 4 times, which is 16, so I need to probably bump that up. So it's going to be 4 damage 4 times, but you can spend AP to try to negate that. Actually, we can do might minus 2 damage against a single target. So if you have 4, you're going to be doing 2 times 4, which is going to be 8 damage. But the idea being that it's every single attack, which we can then tie into the passives, which can trigger multiple times. Which is going to be, let's do... Make them bleed. Let's do... If the warrior... the warrior's attacks are particularly brutal. If they attack an enemy... They attack an enemy with any ability, with any warrior ability, they inflict bleed 2. They inflict bleed 2. Put that right there, and unending momentum. Warrior's particular... the warrior's ability to inspire is key to victory. When the warrior uses any warrior ability, all allies allies within sight. Move within sight. Gain +1 AP regen. So pretty much the warrior, let's actually move that up here. Yeah, let's put that right up here, because that's really good, actually. I want to select you, I want to hit Control-C, hit V. What the hell? New momentum, Control, copy. What the hell is going on? What is going on? What the fuck? What is the post of values? What? Why? Why are you doing this? Fine, fuck it. There. Okay, so we need to do another ability. More abilities. Chop it, shot, step. We need to give him another AP regen ability, don't we? What's his AP regeneration at right now? It's 6-2. So not exceedingly high. Do we have anything I can give him? Okay, actually, what I can do, we'll give him Glory Kill there. The Warrior's Ferocity is legendary. Ferocity is heroic. They gain +5 HP back if they kill an enemy with any warrior ability. So pretty much they want to do glory kills. They want to get in there and they want to start executing mofos. But the problem with the warrior, and his biggest issue, is that he has absolutely no ability to actually deal with multiple enemies. The only thing he can really do is shove. He's good at dealing with one. Yeah, like, okay, like that's theory, it works. That way, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Okay, so let's do some more. Yay, let's do combat instincts. So we'll do a +3 damage. I'll do Kingslayer. That's very important for him. +3 damage on villains and overlords. Actually, gains +3 damage. Actually, gains +2 damage. Brutes. And +3 damage on villains and overlord. On villains and overlords, actually. We'll cut the brutes part. You want... The thing is, I want the warrior to be engaged with a single target. That's his thing. He can't deal with groups very well, but he's... I am going to focus on one target at a time. I'm going to chop, step, chop, step. I'm going to be doing combat instincts to, get that early advantage, and I want to do Kingslayer. I want to get engaged with villains and overlords, and I want to fight them. We'll do... I will call it the tactical choice. Actually, what I should... Warrior may forego any damage, may forego damage against a target with an attack if they strike, and instead stun them. Stun them for 2 turns. Actually, and stun and inflict stun. Inflict stun 2. Is tactical choice quite literally kicking a person in the dick? Yes, it is. That is what it is. You are just kicking a motherfucker in the dick. It's just right up there. It's over. It's like conk, and someone is suddenly on the ground and not having a very good time. Is there anything more tactical than that? Absolutely not. But that's kind of the point. It's a dedicated tactical choice. Which brings me to the final one. Cool. We're going to be doing with... I end up calling it Swordmaster. Cool. Oh, I could probably call it... I could call it the Mercenary. No. Let's do Swordmaster. And what we can do, because I am incredibly goddamn lazy... We'll paste this right there. Weapon. One in a board. Warrior is able to use any one-handed weapon. Their choice. One in a board. Is there any others from the Ravager, I feel like? Do I already put that in Warrior, though? No, I do not. So what I am going to do is... Some of them are going to get dishonorable fighting. That is the thing. You just get that. Why? Because fuck that. Like, what I can do is give them Juggernaut Soldier, probably something like 2-step strike. Would that be a good idea? I could probably give them something else. Oh, I know. Combat roll. When using the combat roll action. Actually, to the action section. To adjacent tile that is safe. So, the warrior able to. The warrior rolls between enemies 2 tiles away. Warrior makes a combat roll through the battle on the battlefield. Take a 2-tile movement in any direction, bypassing enemies. They are not considered stunned or knocked down. It inflicts knockdown, right? No, they are not. So they are not considered stunned for using the dive action. Am I putting in a Dark Souls combat roll? Yes, I am. Is there anything you can do to stop me? No, there's not. It's great. We're going to give them deep breath. Deep breath. The warrior takes a deep breath and examines their options. They will restore might AP. Actually, they will restore might HP, gain their perception in additional AP next round, and gain their perception in AP regen next round, and double their AP regen next round. It would cost them 4 AP to do this, because they're effectively going to be able to refund it. However, it's very expensive, so you don't really want to do it. And which is going to bring us to our final ability, which is going to be... What's another good one? Another one. We'll give it something. Let's see. The next attack. The warrior makes a strike right at the weak part of the enemy. The enemy cannot use defensive actions. Cannot use defensive actions against this attack. It's going to be 3 AP. So it's a little bit more expensive. Actually, what we can do is put it up to 4 AP. Make strike right for the weak part of the enemy, and we're going to give them another ability, which is going to be another passive. Wizard Killer. No, that's terrible. That's a fucking awful name. Flow like water, strike like stone. Oh, I know. Charge strike. The warrior gains +2 damage to any attack to any warrior ability for every. We'll actually do +1 damage for every tile they move during their turn. And we're going to slap that right. We'll put it right there. They want to charge in. They want to slam into them and go bonk. They want to bonk their enemies. I need 3 more passives, 1 general passive, and 2 ability passives. Let's do a big Healy one. Actually, what I can do is do practice swing. Practice swings. Warrior reduces the cost of basic melee attacks by 1 AP. So it only costs, technically, once you hit tier 3, it costs 1 AP to use melee attacks. That does mean if you get close to an enemy and restore a little bit, you can do like 5 attacks, which is pretty bonkers. But that's kind of the point. Like, it's very practiced. You've done this a million times at this point, unless I want to switch around. I don't know. Let's give him another. Give him walk it off. Restores 2 HP. Let's do 2 HP for any warrior ability they use this turn. Because they're not going to actually have a lot, but they're always going to be kind of under threat, but they have no resistance to magic, which is kind of their issue. What's another? Move like the river. Strike like the stone. The warrior adds +3 damage to any warrior ability if they take a movement between them. So the idea being you want to do an attack and then you want to kind of like shift around, attack again, which kind of makes it so you can trigger things a little bit easily. They can move. So the entire idea of this is like they're in the middle of a fight. They're kind of they're shifting and moving around. That's what move like a river, strike like a stone is for. All right. All right. We are done. There are 3 trees for warrior and Ravager, and it only took me almost 2 hours. No. think I'm going to call it for today. Didn't quite get as much done as I needed to, but it's giving me an idea of how long these things are going to take, which is like 2 hours. There's like an hour for each, probably about 50. I can probably get one done in every 45 minutes, but I will probably do some in between on like Tuesday and Thursday. My goal is to still get it done by Friday. Regardless, that is the goal, and that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.